University of Missouri Healthcare knows you've got better places to be than in a hospital. That's where our world-class technology and highly skilled medical team come in. We get you home sooner. That's important to you and those who wait for you.
Rufus, guess who's home?
Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends. It's Thursday, July the 8th, and we've got something very interesting today. I don't know, 10 minutes is going to be enough, but we'll make it work. We have Dr. David Newman with us, Missouri Hypnotherapy and Research Clinic. Good to have you here.
Thank you.
We're going to talk about analyzing our handwriting. Now, you did some analyzing of handwriting right before we started, and we're going to share that with our audience here in a minute. But how do we know analyzing handwriting is accurate, and how did it come about?
Actually, it came about almost 100 and something years ago, and it was used in criminology. And what they wanted to see is, was this criminal the same as another criminal in the case of a serial murder type situation or a serial criminal situation? And over the period of time, psychologists, psychiatrists, criminologists, and other people have been perfecting the actual art of handwriting. The official name of that is graphology. In my practice, I do analyze the handwriting of all my clients that come in, but I'm looking at it from a different point of view. I'm looking at it to see what the subconscious is really telling me is going on, because oftentimes what a person projects out into the public eye is not necessarily what's really going on in the subconscious.
But can't you disguise your handwriting and project a totally different type of personality?
You can, and this is one of the reasons why when we go and we ask for a handwriting sample, we always ask for multiple paragraphs. You can consciously mask your handwriting for about 4 sentences. After that, the subconscious takes over and starts telling what's going on. To the trained eye, the person will be able to pick that up. But to the untrained eye, they just look and they don't even really see a difference.
Okay, now before we came on the air, David asked me to write a little, write something, signature. And you said more than a signature.
I asked for more than a signature.
Several different people. If you go to kbia.org, click on Radio Friends, you can look at the handwriting of 3 different people who are going to analyze it. Now, this first one that you did, this is my handwriting.
It is.
And you asked me to sign my name and then just put something. I said, Paul Pepper, thanks for coming.
Right.
And so when you looked at this, what do you see? What do you analyze?
Well, the first thing I look at is I look at the name Paul Pepper. And while it's out and it's flamboyant, that's telling me that that's not the real you. That's the way that you want to be perceived out there. And of course, as a television radio personality, you want to have that openness and, friendliness. But at the same time, as I look at the pepper and I asked you, I said, there's something wrong with the pepper because that's not part of you. While it is connected, the P and the L is connected, which means that there is a link between those two. You identify very, very strongly with that. The pepper was not part of you.
Yeah, and you didn't know that Pepper was not my real name.
I didn't.
Yeah, but Pepper has been a name that I've used on the air for almost 50 years now.
And which would explain why the L and the P were joined together. You feel very, very strongly, but the rest of the pepper was telling me that there's deception there, that's not.
No, I'm not deceptive.
It's not you.
Oh, okay. What else did you see?
It's not bad. Okay.
Okay.
If you'll hold that back up so that the audience can go ahead and see. On the tail letter, the end letter of coming and also in today, you notice how they are large towards the bottom. The G on coming actually forms almost a lasso, and that shows me that you have a tendency to lasso the past or pull experiences from the past and bring them into the present, even if they don't really apply to the present. You're going to kind of make them fit or shoehorn it. And the Y in today, if you notice how it's not completed, it doesn't go all the way up, and there's like a little hook on the end. It kind of looks almost like a fish hook. That means that you're hooking from the past and you're bringing it into the present with you.
Okay.
None of that is bad.
Okay. Now, Ashley Farrell, who was our floor director on Pepper and Friends for years, who I love dearly.
Yes.
Okay, she's a sweetheart. She's down here today, and I asked her to sign something.
Yeah.
And she said, Paul, the best ever. And look at that handwriting. And you took a look at that and you said, you really want me to tell you the truth, Ashley?
Yeah, and she said, yeah, sure you can, and that shows deception. Primarily on the word best. That doesn't mean that she's saying that you're not great or anything, but she's just saying when she wrote that, she didn't really mean it.
Oh, okay. She doesn't work for us anymore.
Okay.
But I would
nice
love to
knowing you, Ashley.
I would love to have Ashley working for her. She was a wonderful floor director.
Yeah, she was. She was great.
Yeah, and we still stay in touch there. Now, Uncle James Mauser came in here, and I said, yeah, he's our guest coordinator, and I said, go ahead and do a signature for us. And here's his writing and signature.
Okay, now in James's case, part of this is a little bit different because he is a cartoonist, and so he does have a tendency to print and almost combine printing and writing together. But if you look at this, the Y on my actually forms the T on to. It forms a crossbar. He also reaches into the past to pull from the past into the present, but the T or the Y, lower part of the Y forming that crossbar on the T shows a lot of optimism. When I look at this, what I can pick up from James is he's very much a strategist. If I had to label him, he is the chess player of the group. He will listen to something, and while he's listening, he's analyzing and he's projecting positives and negatives on both sides, and then from there, he has a tendency to choose the most advantageous route and will manipulate or move or drive or push to get there.
Well, that's pretty impressive.
Well, you know him better than I.
Yeah,
Am I close?
here I am. Yeah. And here I am. I'm not too proud of what you're telling here.
Sorry.
All right. But that's really interesting. It's really interesting.
It really is. And from my perspective, as a hypnotherapist, I use handwriting with every one of my clients.
Yeah.
The reason that I use that is because when I ask a person to come in and write about their issue, this is giving me a chance to see subconsciously what is really happening with this issue.
Okay.
Just because a person says, I want to stop smoking, for example, subconsciously they may not need to because that's a coping mechanism for something else that's there. We have to handle whatever it's coping for before we remove this.
Okay. All right. Dr. David Newman, Missouri Hypnotherapy and Research Clinic. If people want more information, what's the telephone number to call?
888-604-9997.
Okay, that's a toll-free number.
It is a toll-free number. It's good anywhere. And if you would be so kind as just simply to go to imakewinners.com, I will put up a special spot website with a little thing for you to look at handwriting and handwriting analysis, and it'll tell you what strokes mean and like the T's and the cross and stuff like that. Download it. It's for free. So
we can analyze our own.
Well, it'll give you an idea. I also brought in a couple of books real quick that I did not write, but the ABCs of handwriting analysis, and also handwriting analysis, putting your words to work for you.
It's a pleasure having you here today, David.
Thank you very much.
I'm being sincere. It's a pleasure having you here today.
Would you put that in writing for me?
Let's see, what do we got coming up here? Friday, Mizzou New Music Summer Festival in Garden Gate Kindergarten. Our show directed by Travis McMillan of the Reynolds Journalism Institute. Audio is Pat Akers from KBIA. Our floor director, Jennifer Niederjohn McMillan, and our assistant producer and guest coordinator, Uncle James Mauser. If you want to watch this and see the handwriting, go to kbia.org, click on Radio Friends. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.